Hi, are you the girls I'm supposed to show around?
We are.
Why does that school have such good villain lighting?
Oh, 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 you didn't know that you fell. Oh, 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 now that you're under our spell. Blindsided by the beat, clapping your hands, stomping your feet.
Hey, every pony, welcome back to Pony Talk. Well, as I said at the end of my last video, I did kinda skip over talking about the Dazzlings in depth in my Rainbow Rocks review, didn't I? Well, it's time to make up for that oversight by tackling these girls one at a time, starting with their leader, Adagio Dazzle. Boy, was she kinda full of herself naming the band after her last name. But you can't really blame her, as she really is one of the most effective MLP villains. In fact, I'd go as far to say she's actually the most effective villain, considering she almost beat the main six. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It really is only because Sunset got involved and helped the Rainbooms form the giant unicorn of destruction that they're able to beat the Dazzlings. And a lot of that comes down to Adagio's leadership skills and her own manipulative nature. She really is a master manipulator, even better than the shape-changing Queen Chrysalis. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that she's able to keep all of her cards close to her chest. Her small, small chest. Yeah, I do think it's kind of an interesting design choice that she doesn't have any kind of pronounced chest like the other girls do. But we do know what she does have.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere.
Yeah. Not a fucking word! And of course we know the other thing she has in abundance. Hair! All that hair! Seriously, she's gonna give 80s Starfire a run for her money. And I don't know where the Dazzlings were before or where they end up after the Battle of the Bands, but I do know I would not want to be the guy to clean the hair trap in her shower. Just, ugh. All joking aside, though, she can be quite unnerving at times. There's just this aura of command around her, like she is in charge of the room every time she steps into it. I mean, she can silence her minions with just a couple hand waves. Yeah, that's impressive. And we all remember how she easily quashed Ari's little Starscream moment.
Just follow my lead.
Or my lead.
My lead.
And I'll come back to that a little later. But yeah, Adagio is just a villainess that could have you unnerved with how just malicious she could be. And then have you laughing at some of the facial expressions she'd pull. And she's really a prime example of why it's sad we're not getting a follow-up with the Dazzlings. It would be interesting to see how someone who's this used to being that in control suddenly isn't now. Probably the reason a lot of fanfic writers like to put her with Sunset. They've both been in that kind of situation. Unfortunately, it seems like that is the only way we're going to get a follow-up with her and the others, as they just don't seem to want to do anything with her anymore. But I suppose we can always keep hoping, right? But here's to you, Adagio, you creepy, creepy girl. Now let's move on to the more lovable and loved member of the Dazzlings, Sonata Dusk, who you may remember is my favorite of the group, as she is the favorite of many others. She's definitely the waifu material out of all three of them. Of course, that's mostly due to the fact that she's, well, kinda dumb. And I think the best way to really show off her place in the movie is to blatantly steal off someone else's bit. So I present you with the WTF Sonata Dusk moments. And I have no shame at all in stealing this idea, because I'm a sick guy. That's supposed to be a thumbs up. Stupid hooves. So let's start right off the bat with our very first scene in the movie.
Oh, I wish we'd never been banished to this awful place.
Really? I love it here.
For realsies? Because I think this place is the worst.
Yep, she's too dumb to understand what sarcasm is. Which you'd think she'd be used to, being around Arya and Adagio, but nope, doesn't get it. What is going on in her head? And then there's the moment where she almost gave the whole scheme away.
We have been known to sing from time to time.
Hello? We sing like all the time. It's how we get people to do what we want. What did I say?
Seriously, do you have no filter, woman? And this happened almost immediately afterwards. What would have happened if Arya hadn't pulled her away? Would she just stood there in awkward silence forever? Then, of course, there's everyone's favorite meme, Taco Tuesday, but that just raises so many questions. I thought the Dazzlings fed on emotions. That's what they established at the beginning of the movie. But they know what tacos are, and she looks like she's craving it, so she must have eaten a taco at some point. So can they eat other food? Can they survive on other food? Or is the other food like an extra snack, and they must have negative emotions to survive? WTF! Although she can't be familiar with that many foods because she said the fruit punts need more grape juice while clearly holding up a bottle of apple juice. You silly cow! Get your head on straight! And then, of course, there's her bobbing her head along to that awful Snips and Snails rap song. I'm beginning to think that ponytail is cutting circulation off to her brain. But she's not the only one enjoying that because crazy minds think alike. So even though I'm talking about Sonata and the Dazzlings, it's Pinky o'clock, motherfuckers! There she is, dancing along that horrible song, What Is Wrong With Her? Now back to Sonata and this.
Alas, this is the way it's going to be. Dazzlings versus Rainbooms.
Unless, of course, the Rainbooms don't manage to make it to their set, or held up for some reason.
I included that on here because I don't know if she's actually asking that, or if she's being manipulative like the other two, so WTF. And those are all the WTF moments with Sonata Dusk. I'm not including the part where we found out she can't sing once the gym is broken because it's a WTF moment for all three of them. But yes, Sonata is that lovable, goofy idiot you don't know why you're friends with, but you know your life is richer for having them around. Plus, she's really cute, and that always helps. So now we come to the third and final member of this trio, Aria Blaze. Or some might call her that purple one with the pigtails. Yeah, she really didn't get much screen time or standout moments as the other two, did she? She's mostly just the snarky one, which, give her points, is a position she fills very well. But there was the aforementioned Starscream moment. Now, while some see this as kind of a missed opportunity, I kind of see it as a good character trait of hers. Yeah, she'll talk back to Adagio and even suggest maybe she should make her plans, but at her core, she knows that Adagio is a lot stronger than she is and she's not someone to mess with. Which could be why she turns most of her snarking attention towards Sonata. But then again, Sonata is Sonata, so I can't really say I'm gonna blame her. Of course, their constant back and forth bantering could be the sign of something else. What? I'm a shipper. You know this about me already. Plus, the overactive happy girl and the laid-back snarky girl is a common trope for a reason. Yeah, I know the writer of that Fiendship is Magic issue said that he saw them as sisters, but I never once got that vibe. Plus, honestly, that story is really not that good. I don't know, it just goes against what was established in Rainbow Rocks too much. They were supposed to be a force of nature, of evil spraying across Equestria. And instead they get smack-talked by some Simon Cowell wannabe? Nah, don't buy it. Plus, the battle with Star Swirl was a little reference-heavy even for me. But the one thing I do like, the one thing I find the most interesting, is the ending of it. When they got banished to the human world, notice the background. That's a modern city. And they are wearing the hoodies and jeans we saw them in at the beginning of Rainbow Rocks. So maybe they haven't been in this world as long as we think. Because it looks like Starscroll didn't just use the mirror, he also used the spell to banish them. So maybe that sent them in time as well as space. And would make my earlier Rumpelstiltskin comparison even more frighteningly accurate. And that's about all I got for these three. I feel like I shortchanged Arya, but so did the movie. Like I said earlier, it's really a shame we're probably not going to see what happened to them after the events of Rainbow Rocks. There's just so many possibilities that could be explored from it. But also, like I said, that's what fanfiction is for. Maybe I'll actually get around to writing the idea I have for them. But for now, I'm going to focus on the upcoming Equestria Girls movie. And since my next video will be so close to its release, join me then when I talk about what I really hope we can see in Legends of Everfree. Till then, I am Birdie, and I'll see you again for more Pony Talk.
We've got the music makes you move, it got the song
punch is awful too.
What do you know about good fruit punch?